One of the biggest things that I love watching is wrestling. I don't talk about it that much, but I have continuously watched Raw, SmackDown, and sometimes NXT for the past couple of years. I've been watching WWE since 2008. And since 2008, there have been a lot of wrestlers that have come and some of the wrestlers that have gone. But we are going to be talking about here today my top 5 favorite wrestlers in my personal opinion. Now, these are just wrestlers that I just have a connection with. I just like their wrestling. I like their personalities. I like the way they do their ring style and everything like this. I want you guys to tell me in the comments down below, who are your personal top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time? Now, keep in mind, I started watching wrestling around the PG era. I didn't grow up watching guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. I know how popular they are, but they're just not my cup of tea. That is going to be Kairi Sane. Now, keep in mind, I've been following Kairi Sane since she's been in the days of NXT. Back when, well, she's still known as the Pirate Princess, but back when she was like NXT Women's Champion, before she came to the main roster, before she came a WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. And Kairi Sane has gone through a lot in terms of WWE. Let's not forget, in her first run, towards the end, she was getting injured by Nia Jax. She had to deal with concussions, she had to deal with a leg injury, she had to deal with a whole bunch of stuff that were just like not putting her in the mood. And considering everything that was going on with the pandemic, Kairi Sane ended up making the choice to leave the WWE, but still being a part of the company by being their own personal, Japanese ambassador, while going to be with her husband in Japan for the time being. Then she went on to Stardom, picked back up her career, and then she re-signed with the WWE. Now, I'm going to say this. Ever since Kairi Sane has rejoined the WWE, it's kind of been iffy because WWE doesn't really book her well enough. They paired her with Damage Control, which I very much like that standpoint, considering it was Bayley, Io, Asuka, Kairi, and Dakota. So I very much like the group. But now that she's going to be on her own, I saw a recent high package on Monday Night Raw talking about Kairi saying, possibly going for titles and out there. And I would love to see Kairi go for, let's say Kairi goes for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, or let's say Kairi gets drafted to SmackDown and goes for the WWE United States Championship. I would just love to see Kairi go for titles in general, not the tag titles. I'm so sick of Kairi Sane being in the tag team division. I genuinely want her to have a flourishing single star. We all know Kairi Sane has a lot of potential out there. She has one of the best elbow drops. I'm going to say this, and this can be a hot take. Kairi Sane has the best elbow drop since Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. And that's just my personal opinion as that standpoint. But Kairi, I love Kairi for a certain standpoint. But number 4, it's going to be the other one from Damage Control. I can't tell you, all 3 of my favorite women are going to be in my top 5. And number 4 is going to be Io Sky. And Io Sky, same thing for Kairi. I've watched her since her NXT days. I watched her when she turned heel. I didn't know really much about her when she was a babyface back in NXT, but when she became heel, she had that theme song, which is just so catchy. I even have that theme song on my playlist, on my YouTube Music playlist. I forgot, it's Tokyo Shock, I believe that's the name of the theme song, but that song is just a straight banger. And since she's come into the main roster, Kairi's always been able to put on fantastic performances with wrestlers, no matter who she's wrestling against, no matter what type of match she's in. Kairi always just seems to do well. Kairi is one of the best women's wrestlers. Let me take that statement back. Kairi is one of the, Io Sky is one of the best wrestlers WWE has to offer. And I'm so excited for Survivor Series War Games because Kairi, Io Sky has always been a major part of every single War Games match. And they gotta continue that tradition. Io Sky has always performed in every single War Games match with that freaking trash can, man. Putting the trash can over her and then jumping off the steel cage. Just Io Sky is just fucking crazy, man. And I love Io Sky, man. She's the current WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion right now, but her booking's kind of been bad. She has a match coming up at Evolution against Rhea Ripley. I hope so she does retain her title because WWE are really basically treating Io Sky how they treated Bayley when she was champion. They were just Bayley when she was WWE Women's Champion. They weren't really booking her, and even when they were booking her, it was kind of pointless views And this Io Sky and Rhea Ripley feud is kind of a pointless feud because there's nobody else for Io Sky to feud with besides Rhea Ripley, because the Raw main card picture is just not good. It's just not there. So I really feel sorry for Io Sky and the way she's not basically been booked, just basically making appearances right there to just do this basically for the whole simple time. And the fans love Io Sky, man. She's one of the most over superstars that WWE has to offer, but she just doesn't get booked. But that alone, Io Sky, I've watched her ever since she's been in NXT. I personally love everything that she does. She's a great personality. She's good on the mic, even though she speaks a different language, considering she is Japanese. And she's one of the most talented wrestlers I've ever seen in the ring. And I just love everything about Io Sky. So yeah, Io Sky is definitely gonna be my number 4. But yeah, as you can currently see, I literally have 3 John Cena shirts. And I remember as a kid growing up, I had the Rise Above Hate jacket and the hat. But yeah, I have 3 John Cena shirts. 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, I definitely can't say John Cena isn't on my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time, because he's on a majority of everybody's top 5 favorite wrestlers. No matter how much you hate him, how much he was winning, when he was champion, it does not matter. John Cena is just a very good wrestler in general. And legitimately, a lot of major reasons I was watching WWE. Let's not forget, I grew up during the PG era. Who was the king of the PG era? It was Mr. You Can't See Me, John Cena. So yes, John Cena, the 17-time world champion with 3 shirts in my background right now. He is my number 3 favorite wrestler of all time. But here we go with number 2. Bayley has always been my number 1 favorite women's wrestler. And I'm going to say this right now, and I know a lot of people can say this, Bayley may not be one of those best wrestlers in the world, but she is well liked no matter where she is, whether it's in the ring, whether it's outside of the ring. Bayley is one of the most well liked and well respected wrestlers. And I'm going to say this, and I don't mean any ill. WWE treats Bayley with so much disrespect, man. Let's not forget, when they were in the pandemic era, who was the one that was keeping the women's era going? It was Bayley. Let's not forget, Bayley is the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in WWE history. She is, before the title was introduced, she was a Grand Slam champion. She has won a WrestleMania. Well, she has a main event at WrestleMania because WWE gave her like a quasi main event with her and Io Sky that ended up being a perfect match. But she has won the Royal Rumble. She has won Money in the Bank. She has won multiple different titles. The only title that she is left to win is going to be the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship. And I'm very confident within the space of the next couple of years, if she stays in the company, Bayley will win both of those. And I say if, because Bayley's contract is rumored to be expiring within the next year or so. I fully expect Bayley to stay in the company because she loves that fucking company. She's been a fan of wrestling. She's been a fan of WWE ever since she was a kid. Her and AJ Lee, who is one of my favorite women's wrestlers as well, have a very good relationship in that. So yeah, Bayley has been through so much. Pandemic era, before NXT, putting on banger matches with Sasha Banks in NXT Brooklyn TakeOver, having a lot of, moments like mentoring stars like Io Sky. If Bayley didn't bring Io Sky into the group, I don't think Io Sky would be as over as she is right now. She was well liked. I don't think she would be as over. Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, Asuka, all these women that Bayley have interacted with. And then there's so many wrestlers outside of the ring that have so much good things to say about Bayley. It just tells you to say that why Bayley's so well respected. And this is my own personal opinion. If I had to say out of the 4 horsewomen, I put Bayley second. I put Bayley second in terms of overall ability read that. And it's a tie between Bayley and Becky Lynch. I put Bayley over Becky Lynch, but that's my personal opinion. Obviously, I'm kind of biased considering Bayley's my favorite women's wrestler, but that's still self-explanatory. Bayley's number 2. Well. I wonder who number 1 is, man. If number 1 has to do with this TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And this is the first belt of my time watching this certain wrestler win his first major championship, and it was the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Well, that only leaves a couple of guys for you guys to figure out who it really was. You got guys like AJ Styles, it could be. You got guys like Kurt Angle, it could be. Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley, whatever you want to call him. You know, like Mr. Anderson, anything like this. You got all these guys. But nope, it could even be Matt Hardy. But no, it's his brother, Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy is my number one favorite wrestler of all time, and that has always been the case. Jeff Hardy, back when 2008 had just gone, or just 2008, 2009, left the WWE, went to TNA. I stuck with Jeff Hardy throughout TNA, and I gotta say this, his theme songs in TNA were straight bangers, man. His theme songs in TNA were so fucking good, and he was putting on fantastic matches. Of course, there were some, like, moments that were, like, kind of, like, disappointing when he had to deal, like, his own personal struggles. But still, Jeff Hardy as a wrestler has always been a favorite of mine. I love the face paint that he does. I love the moves that he does. Jeff Hardy's Swanton Bomb is a move that I've always wanted to do as a child growing up watching wrestling. You know, like ever since I started watching him in 2008, it was probably one of the moves I first wanted to do. But obviously I can't do it because you're not supposed to try this shit at home. But still, there's been so many moments I've gone through seeing Jeff Hardy, going through Jeff Hardy's lowest to Jeff Hardy's highest, winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I've actually never gotten to see Jeff Hardy win a WWE Major Championship. I've seen him win, the tag team titles, but I haven't gotten to see, and I will never see Jeff Hardy officially win a WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and that's one of the things that's going to be sad on my mind. But still, out of every single wrestler in the world, there's always been one favorite of mine, and that has been Mr. Jeff Hardy. So, without further ado, my top 5 favorite wrestlers goes as follows. Jeff Hardy, number 1. Bayley 2, John Cena 3, Io Sky 4, Kairi Sane at number 5. Let me know what your opinions are in the comments down below, and let me know what your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time are. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.